Welcome. You are listening to Grow Your Mind and Money, hosted by the Old Grumpy Prosperity Team and the Prosperous Divas. I am Diva Narciss, a.k.a. Diva Nikki. Tonight, our team includes Empress of Faith, Nakia, Warrior Princess, Janice, Baroness Robin, and Countess Jacqueline, and Ronnie B. The guiding principle of the Old Grumpy Radio Network is a world of peace and prosperity. The guiding principle of the Prosperous Divas is prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone. We have a power-packed show for you this evening. Take your seat and strap those seatbelts on. You're about to go on a rocket ride of transformation, insights, and fun. Shiny the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry sends a track, and she guarantees will make your fingers go snap, snap, snap. So let's hear One Hell of a Woman.
Hey, I'm Shani the Poet, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. And as usual, I have something special for you. One hell of a woman. I need all of my real women to stand up and be recognized. She is, you are, and I am and will always be one hell of a woman. For all the tears that I've had to cry, for all the pain that I've had to endure, my smile still shines through. I'm able to give you what you need to be you. I am the strength you crave and the wisdom you wish to absorb. One hell of a woman. I can keep your secrets and tell when you lie, release you from your pain or make you cry. I have the ability to step out on faith and still say what's on my mind. I found peace last night when I cried. So yes, I'm still on my grind because I am one hell of a woman. You still can't comprehend the way I've had your back. I've worn many different hats. And although you may not recognize all that I am and all that I am becoming, it will not stop me from sharing what makes me me. See, God broke the mold when he created Shiny. There wasn't one like me before, and I promise you when I'm gone there'll be no more. And I'm certainly not concerned about the whispers and the gossip. Yep, I'm on top of it. I am one hell of a woman. I am one of the chosen few, so you might want to think before you attempt to mistreat me. And no, I'm not holier than thou, but the universe does have my back, and I ain't got no problem with saying that out loud. Because of him, I am one hell of a woman. I am planting roots. I'm speaking the truth. I'm able to love you and still have more than enough to love me too. I have the ability to create and sustain life and give love, and I will fight when I know that I'm right. I'm balanced. I got a hell of a woman's insight. I am a crowd favorite on some days and a bitch on a day-to-day. For those of you who doesn't understand what that means, I'm beautiful. I'm intelligent. I'm talented, charming, hell of a woman, simply said. And even if you don't think so, I know my role. Can make you laugh, can help you focus, sometimes make you nervous when you rub me the wrong way, and yet still a hell of a woman every day. So you can do your worst, and I'll do my best, moving forward to reflect, leaving you to reflect on the fact that I am, and will always be, one hell of a woman. Shiny. I hope you enjoyed One Hell of a Woman.
Snap, snap, snap. Before we continue, it is time to see what Prosperous
you know what, Diva Nikki. I have to interrupt for 1 second.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I have to. I hate to take over the program, but I got to take over the program because guess what?
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 We got one hell of a woman here. Hey, Shiny.
All right.
Hey,
Shiny. Hey, family. Hi, Shiny. Welcome. Snap.
The original Sunshine Princess of Poetry.
Hello, beautiful people.
Well, with a grand entrance, okay? Just like a
snap, and a toe tap. I told you I was excited about tonight.
Aha. You had a surprise for us.
All right. Well, hey, it's glad to have you in the space of Grow Your Mind and Money, an original member of the Old Grumpy Prosperity Team. And, oh, God, well, as you know, we always keep your mic warm and covered with that little mink mic cover.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me here. I was like, let me drop in and show some love.
Nice. Yes. We appreciate the love. And,
we are feeling
stay,
the love.
Yeah. And stay as long as you can, and we'll check in, but we're going to let Nikki finish what she was doing.
Go get him, Nikki.
You will not use me up. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, snap. We got our girl, Prosperous Diva Shani, is with us. Before we continue, it is time to see what Prosperous Bernice Robin has for us.
Thank you, Diva Nikki. Shani, the poet, I am dedicating these prosperous thoughts to you because your poetry embodies this. And the thought for today is future love. Divine love expresses in and through me. Love unites us in perfect union with divine good and with one another. Love is our inner quality that sees the good in everyone and in the world around us. Today, I choose to focus on the power of love, to see it in myself and in others. With an outlook of love, I am uplifted in spirit and feel joy springing up within me. I am thankful for loved ones near and far, and I hold them close in mind and heart. I extend this love to radiate energy to the world, blessing all people, recognizing no boundaries, and seeing us as united as one human family. Love is the energy that guides me to my highest good, the essence of life itself, and a divine attribute. Divine love expresses in and through me, pulling me forward toward a future filled with abundance, joy, kindness, and most of all, love. From tonight's theme, Future Love, what I'm present to for myself and growing my mind is that there's nobody out there, in the sense that the outer world is always a reflection of my inner world. When I am in my essence of love, all I see is through the filter of love. Everyone is beautiful. I see the divine perfection in everything, everyone, and in every moment. Now, Empress Nakia has a voice from the ethers to share. Over to you, Empress Nakia.
All right. I'm so excited to hear Shani's voice. Is like for real, not the audio version, but the real live experience is like awesome, captivating. Hey, girl. Woo. Okay, so voices from the ethers. We're going to hear from Meredith Clarkson out of Glendale, Arizona. The sharing from this week was amazing. It touched my heart and had me get engaged in doing the exercises. As I was doing the exercises, I noticed all the old excuses started coming to mind in different forms than from the past. I noticed how all the transformational work I have done has led me round and round and round. I just started crying. Man, I felt like a fraud, a complete fucking fraud. You ladies are taking the work of transformation to the streets. You have the courage to trust whether people get it or not. You are making a difference in their lives. What I am present to is your courage, authenticity, and love. I see I am a coward who plays it safe inside a community that massages my ego instead of pushing me out of my comfort zone. Girl, look at you. Oh, what's predictable for me is I'll get all excited about the new project or future I'm creating and get bored with the details and, God forbid, having to put some real time and effort into it being a success. I will make sure the project goes out of existence by simply not talking about it anymore unless someone else brings it up. A year or so later, the ladies or whomever I created the project with will be somewhere getting together, and we will talk how great things. Okay, hold on, I got to reread that. A year or so later, the ladies or whoever I created the project with will be somewhere, and we're together. And we will talk about how great that thing was and how much we really wish we had got it together. Then we will talk about the new exciting things we are doing. How can I manifest the future I desire when I have no integrity in what I say I want to have or how I choose to live? I have heard Ronnie B. speak of the audacity of a farmer. They have faith and courage that throwing some seeds under the dirt will take care of their needs now and in the future when they can't even see what's going on underneath and what may happen in the future. I see that living in my future is like being a farmer having faith, courage, and staying with something no matter what, with all the uncomfortable, often unpredictable, and yes, boring details until its manifestation is complete. I realize that the Prosperous Divas and Ronnie B. are building something in the world of transformation that will stand the test of time and probably outlive each of you. Yeah, that's a good thing. I agree. Today, I declare I'm breaking up my world and volunteering time to work at a food basket and bring transformation to people going through hard times. I am doing it for me so I can learn from them how to make a difference in anyone's life for fucking real. Girl, you got me with these words. Thank you, Prosperous Divas. I no longer feel like a pretender. Now let me check in with the Prosperous Divas and see what is present for them from our voice from the ethers. Now, because we have this amazing, amazing woman on this line, along with the rest of us amazing women, I want to check in with Shani, the Sunshine Princess of Poetry first. Lady, what do you have to say about this ether?
Wow. That is absolutely amazing. To be present in that aspect is, it's breathtaking. It is such a breath of fresh air to be able to be that honest with yourself And to be able to be that honest with other people, to be that transparent is such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. What's present for me is love. Love is all there is.
I get
love is all there is.
Thank you, Shani. Thank you, my love. Woo, thank you for that share. So, Diva Nikki, what would you like to say? Is there anything you would like to share?
Now, this is me, so you know I have something to share. First of all, Meredith, thank you for your share, for writing into us. And I just want to say how freaking awesome it is to get down to the nitty-gritty with yourself and say that I'm an effing fraud, or I feel like an effing fraud. That takes, and what led me to feeling that way, and what I can do about it, and furthermore, how I get other people signed in on my fraudship. To the point where they take action, and later on we're talking about how things are going, and I'm still like I'm just here. So to go to acknowledge that, but to be so blunt with yourself, right? And then to share that bluntness with others, that is what you call real, authentic integrity. Because you've put the shame on yourself and removed the shame and said, now I can do something about it. No one has to now walk on edges with you because you're now walking on edges with yourself. So, Meredith, I'm looking forward to what you're about to do, and thank you for doing the work and transforming, girl. That's all.
Hey. Thank you, Diva Nikki. Is Diva Janice present to share? Okay. Baroness Robin. What would you?
I'm a diva Baroness. It's fine. I really, really appreciate what you said, Diva Nikki, and I want to just talk about a little bit different aspect. So, Meredith, I want to just say that it's great that you're seeing your own inauthenticity. However, I want to ask that you also be kind to yourself so that you're like a kind and loving parent to yourself. Yes, put in the correction, but please don't beat yourself up. Don't put yourself down. You're talking about someone I care about, you. You wrote, I see I am a coward who plays it safe inside a community that massages my ego instead of pushing me out of my comfort zone. That is brilliant, that the people that you hang out with play a huge part in how your life goes. If you hang out with people who are up to a lot, you're likely to be up to a lot. If you're hanging with people who just are getting by, you're likely to just get along yourself. So very, very smart. The smartest thing is to be with people you love, admire, and who provide you with inspiration. However, I want to reiterate, I'd rather you didn't call yourself names. You may not be acting with courage, but you are not a coward. And the words of your message are someone who has a ton of courage.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Baroness Robin, beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
You too.
Thank you. Ronnie B., would you like to share before I do? Hello, Ronnie B.? Okay.
Mute your phone.
Sorry about that, but I'm present to a couple of things. And, one, I'm just present to just how awesome Meredith is. That was really awesome. And second, I was listening to what the Baroness said, and I don't get that she was beating herself up as much as she wanted to be like, sometimes you want to be strong with yourself. Where you go, wait just a minute, I don't want no nonsense. I want to be clear. so that, you know, you can get off it and move on. So I think she was just making a bold, like, nope, I ain't playing this game no more. I'm getting on the wagon, because especially when she said that, look, you know what, I'm going to go and work with the people so that I can actually learn from them how to make a difference. Yeah. And sometimes, and this is what I really liked what she said, but she said that, you know, she has a community that massages her ego. You can align yourself with the brightest, the best, the go-getters, and you will enroll them into whatever your new level of mediocrity is. Mm. And sometimes getting back with the people who are like, you know, ain't so transformed or whatever, you kind of get your power back because they're not enrolled. They're just lifing. They're just lifing along. They ain't enrolled. And when you come and it's like, wow, you know what? They ain't in that. But you know what? I bring transformation wherever I am. And wherever I am, you know, well, we ain't got to worry about that. We ain't got to find it because wherever I am, transformation is. Now, am I going to have it show up? So I think that was huge. She's rolling up her sleeves and saying, you know what, I'm going to get back with the people because, you know, otherwise, you know, that don't get rid of the community, you know, the empowering community, but now you may be bringing in something that to shake that up. So, and of course, I do thank you for your acknowledgement of the audacity of a farmer. And, you know, call me old-fashioned, but, you know, I look at a farmer and I'm like, God, you have that. That's some faith and courage. And you got to, and, oh, God, you know, the stories of the farmers. You know, and I'm not talking about the big multinational farm conglomerates, but the stories of the farmers, you know, black, white, brown, pink, whatever, you know, Hindu farmers, African farmers, European farmers, the story of the farmers. A lot of faith there. Empress of Faith, take your segment back.
Got it. For myself, and each of you, you know, touched on my thoughts to some degree. And one thing Ronnie talked about was enrollment. And we enroll people in each of our communities to see us for who we create ourselves to be. And we have different levels of community, our church family, our immediate family, parents, siblings, co-workers, people we hang out with, you know, different communities, right? And that's who we pair ourselves up with. That's who we create in our spaces and we connect with. And it's important to have different levels of community. It's important to have people that love on us and, you know, hoorah, hoorah for us. But it's also important to have people that do push us beyond our limitations, who do see us and acknowledge us for more than what we see for ourselves about ourselves. And I get where, you know, not beating yourself up so much is to say, I'm fed up, you know, and I have to take ownership and be responsible for my actions or lack thereof. And I can really appreciate your transparency, Meredith. I can really appreciate your stick-to-itness that you desire and getting out of the mediocrity and saying, hey, you know what? I offer so much more to the world, but I also have to offer so much more to myself before I'm able to give it out to the world. And not making ourselves wrong about things. You know, we make words have meaning. We create meanings with words. And, you know, like Robin was saying, in one aspect of it, love on yourself, you know, just as well as you could say, okay, you know what, I'm a coward, because I've called myself a coward. Trust me, I have, because I didn't take action in certain areas of my life. But then I could say, you know what, I'm a bold leader. I'm an amazing person, and I'm powerful, and I'm successful. And you transform your life and your mindset by using those positive action words, those words that can recreate you into being who you desire to be for this world, while also having accountability partners and those mentors that are really going to push you out there and really going to hold you responsible for what you choose to create from your mouth into this world. So I really thank you for the acknowledgement of Ronnie B., of the formers, of the transformational work, of you taking action, you working the plan, you creating a process for yourself in order to fulfill those goals and dreams and those things that are important to you. So I truly acknowledge you, and I thank everyone for sharing and being present in this conversation. And don't stop reaching out to us. Let us know how things turn out. Let us know how things move forward for you. And we are all family. We love you, and we're supporting you, and we will be there every step of the way. Keep doing the work and taking the action. Now, we will hear more from our listeners later in the show. It's time for a prosperous spirit. Miss Cookie sent some inspiring words we can all share. Now, Nikki, my love, I'm going to send it over to you. I just want to say, Miss Cookie, Shawnee is in the house. We got to have you to show up, honey, so you can show out. All right? Over to you, Nikki.
All right. Thank you very much, Empress of Faith. So, our prosperous spirit is love in expression. I express divine love to all. What do I value most in life? Is it my relationships with family and friends, or my health and well-being? Perhaps I value the work I do in my community or the support of others. When I value myself as a spiritual being and one with all creation, I face the circumstances of life with poise and peace. As psychiatrist and author Elizabeth Kubler-Ross writes, people are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out. But when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. With this in mind, I face the day with inner strength and determination. I am a unique expression of the divine, love and loving. Diva Robin, take us to break.
All right. Thank you so much for those words. Please stay tuned for the Kitchen and the Corner with Countess Jacqueline, featuring music from NuBluzRevue? NuBluz. I get it. I've been reading it wrong. NuBluzRevue.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and you better believe that we do it all with love. Okay. Something smells great. I think it's the dish Miss Cookie's been whipping up in that kitchen. And Diva Robin, come on and share that recipe.
Thank you, Shawnee. Welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. Miss Cookie has sent a special recipe for Diva, Nikki, and me that she says everyone will enjoy. It's her tofu taco casserole, which is also, it's not only a bellyful, it's a mouthful to say, the tofu taco casserole. Here are the ingredients. There are quite a few, so get ready to go. 1 teaspoon of olive oil. 1 medium onion diced. It's about 1.25 cups. 1 medium bell pepper diced, which is about 1.25 cups also. 14 ounces of firm or extra firm tofu crumbled. 4 teaspoons of chili powder. 1 teaspoon of paprika. 1 teaspoon of cumin. I love cumin. 1 teaspoon of cumin. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano, a half teaspoon of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of coriander, which is optional, 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which is also optional. Not for me. It is absolutely necessary. I like it hot. 1 15-ounce can of no salt added diced tomatoes. Don't drain them. Leave them undrained. 1 4-ounce can of chopped green chilies, also undrained. 6 small corn tortillas, sliced in half. This looks pretty to me, just as I'm talking about the ingredients. 1 1/4 cups of shredded cheese, which comes to about 5 ounces. 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh cilantro. Cilantro is the magic ingredient in Mexican food. Directions. Start out by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. Add the olive oil to a large skillet and saute those onions and bell peppers for 5 minutes until they're soft. Stir in the tofu, making sure it's crumbled and resembles ground beef. Stir in the chili powder, paprika, cumin, garlic powder, oregano, sugar, salt, coriander, and cayenne pepper if you're using it. So you're really just stirring in all of the seasonings. Make sure to stir well until the veggies and tofu are completely coated with seasoning. I'm getting hungry. Pour in tomatoes and their juices, plus the green chilies. Yum! Stir well. Simmer all of this for 10 to 15 minutes until most of the liquid has been absorbed. Place 4 tortilla halves on the bottom of an 8-inch square baking dish. Here's a tip. Place the straight edges of the sliced tortillas along the edges of the casserole dish so the round parts of the tortillas slightly overlap. Cover this with half of the taco mixture, which is about 2½ cups worth. Sprinkle it with 1/4 cup of cheese. Top with 4 more tortilla halves, and then cover with the remaining mixture. Sprinkle with 1/4 cup of cheese on the top. Top with the remaining 4 tortilla halves, and cover the tortillas with the remaining 3/4 cup of cheese. Then you're going to bake it. You're not going to break it. You're going to bake it in the preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes until the cheese is bubbly. I want to say also, if you're a vegan, this recipe is vegan with the exception of the cheese. So if you wanted to use some kind of alternate cheese or skip the cheese, you've got yourself a vegan recipe here, as long as you get tortillas that were not made with that are made vegan also. So you baked it in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Then you're going to remove it from the oven, and before you serve it, let it sit for 5 minutes. You do not want to burn your mouth with melted cheese, trust me. Sprinkle it with cilantro if desired, and I highly recommend that. And you are good to go. You have got a one-pan feast. Bon appetit, or as they say in Spanish, buen provecho.
Thank you so much for that, Diva Robin. I can't wait to give that a try myself. So let's get into the corner. I am Diva Nikki. Welcome to the corner. We are featuring music from NuBluzRevue. Now we ask the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a roll or if it needs more fertilizer. So here we go. Think again.
What's the first track?
Think again. Let's hear the first track. Think again.
Baby, you're so bad. You make me feel so good and you make me so mad. I think I'm gonna close the book and then take another look at you and I think again. You make me think again, baby. You're the kind you drive a man right out of his mind. I think I can't take no more of this. Give me one more kiss and I think again. Mama told me, boy, you better stay away. Mama's always right, you know. But your game I'm gonna keep, baby. It's so true. You can do what you want and you know it too. I think I'm gonna say goodbye and then all you have to do is smile and I think again. About it, baby. You're so fine. Baby, it's so true. You can do just what you want to do. I think I can't take no more of this. Then you give me one more kiss and I think again. Yes, I do. I think I'm gonna close the book and then I'll take another look at you and I think again. Think about it. Yes, I do, baby. What's a man supposed to do? Just look at you, baby. Look at you.
Well. Now that was Think Again. Let me check in with the divas and see if we're going to get the smooches in a row of free fertilizer. And I'm going to start off with our surprise welcome back Diva Shani. Think Again with her take. Smooches and roses or free fertilizer. What you going to do?
I'm on the fence with that. I love jazz a lot. I love blues a lot. And that, I'm just going to give it a half a rose. Because I think they need to think again.
Okay. Okay, half a rose. I don't even know if I can go to anticipate the kid. Come on, anticipate the kid. What say you? Smooches and roses, fertilizer, a smooch.
You know what?
What?
So funny said that because I love jazz and I love some blues too, and I could see like in the club kind of laid back, kind of tapping and so forth. But it's just it's kind of it's you kind of don't know which way to go. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
So
yes.
I'm gonna give. You know what? You like half and half?
We can do half and half, yes. We can do half and half. What are we going to do?
I like
half
half
a
and half.
smooch?
I like that French vanilla, you know, so I'm going to say half and half.
I need some coffee.
I'm confused. We had our coffee and cream now. Options are smoothies and rolls of fertilizer. Now, where's the coffee and cream coming in?
Yeah.
She said half and half.
Half and half.
Don't get half a smoothie and half a roll? Half a smoothie and half a roll? Okay. New Blues. Half a smooch and half a roll from, we got half a roll from Shiny. And we got half a smooch. Half a smooch. And half a roll from Diva the Kid. I said to think, Diva Rising. She's always Diva Rising.
Well, here's the thing. I basically liked it, but I thought that the tempo was just too frantic. If you would have just taken the whole thing and slowed it down just a little bit, for me it was like frenzied and hyper. I loved the tune. I liked the words. I thought it was well done. It just was like, wait a minute, that's too fast. So I would just take it and slow it down. So because of that, so I think it's like good but needs work. So I guess a little bit of fertilizer with a rose bud.
Ooh.
We're gonna decorate the ground. I like
a budding rose, but not quite there.
Okay.
And
we'll take a budding rose. We'll take a budding rose. Viney B.
Well, I thought it was a nice track. If you in that kind of club at that kind of time at night where you really kind of need the energy picked up because it's about last call for alcohol and you might get choked. So I'm gonna give them a roll.
Wow, what kind of time of night you be in the club? Alcohol.
Hey,
Oh man.
Well, so we have half a smooch and a rose. We have half a rose. We have fertilizer and a rosebud and a budding rose. And we have, what did you give?
We got a little bouquet here.
What's your deciding answer again, Ronnie B? What did you give him?
No, I gave him a rose.
And we have a whole rose. We have a half a rose and a half a smooch. We have half a rose, fertilizer, and a rosebud. Okay. Well, I must be in the corner ready for the last call, but I just can't hear it well enough. I mean, I can hear it, but I'm the quality of the production is where I'm at. The quality of the production, but I like the tune, and I can in my corner I can kind of go along with the frenzy. But I'm going to give it a smooch. I'm gonna give it a smooch. I'm gonna give it a whole smooch. A whole smooch and a rose petal. But I have to add a little fertilizer because I want you to go back for the quality of the production.
Oh.
I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move out along. Up next, we have Back at You. We're going to come again with Back at You. Back at You, yes.
Back at You.
who said enough, I don't want this anymore. You who told me, gee, I simply am bored. Now you tell me, well, okay, I know you want me to come home. Well, I'm not so sure, maybe I do and maybe I don't. And maybe it's back at you, back at you. How does it feel now that it's coming back at you, back at you, back at you. Girl, don't you see this is me and it's back at you. Payback is sweet. I'm not the one who had the shine. The spotlight that burned bright was yours, never mind. I'm not the one who turned it off and turned it on and said, let's pay attention or soon I'll be gone. It was you, Mr. Well, you who complained. You said there's nothing I need to explain. I'm gonna be who I am. Take it or leave it, that's all. Well, I got to think. Better slow down, I'll give you a call. Baby, it's back at you, back at you. How does it feel now that it's coming back at you, back at you, back at you. Girl, don't you see this is me and it's back at you, back at you, back at you. How does it feel now that it's coming back at you? Payback is sweet. Things have a way of turning around. What once was up now turns out to be down. Now you tell me that it's me that you wanted all along. Well, I can't decide. Maybe it's right or maybe it's wrong. And maybe it's back at you, back at you. How does it feel now that it's coming back at you, back at you, back at you. Girl, don't you see this is me and it's back at you, back at you, back at you. Girl, don't you see this is me and it's back at you, back at you, back at you. How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? As a payback is sweet. Payback is sweet. Back at you, back at you. How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it? Back at you, back at you, back at you. Payback is sweet.
Okay, well, that was back at you. That was back at you. So, Empress of Faith, Nakia, we're going to start with you with back at you. Are we going to get smooches, anaerobes, or fertilizer? Well, I sip my tea and coffee. Where's my coffee cup? Where's my coffee?
Oh, it looks like
Empress of Faith?
okay. It looks like Diva Nakia is off and getting reconnected, so you can move on.
Okay, well, Diva, no, Bonnie B. Bonnie B, why don't you tell us, what say you, a smooch and a rose or fertilizer?
Oh,
and, you know, I was listening, you know, I really got it that this is the last call for alcohol was the other track. So that was the, all right now, you know, because I said you got a chance to get chose. Now, this is the track, look, if you didn't make your move or the move didn't get made, you might as well get that, go ahead and drink that last drink. And get ready to head for that, because we getting ready to turn the lights out.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to give it a peck.
Oh, okay. All right, pecks are good. Pecks are, been giving out words, but pecks are good. So, if it's a Faith Nakia, what say you? Smooch, rose, fertilizer.
And I dedicate this song to my baby daddy. Back at
I know you. I thought I saw him over there. And you know what we talking about too.
Baby, I can read. You know, this man. I like the music, and you know, with his words, he talks his music. It almost remind you of like Kirk Franklin, but Kirk Franklin has a whole different, you know, dynamic to it. But he's like, back at you, you know, and he's like, you the one that decided to leave. You didn't want to try again. You know, I came back, but I'm not sure if I want to walk back through that door. You know, you're the one that made these decisions on our behalf. So go ahead and do what you got to do. And now you want me to come back? Back at you, boo. Back at you, boo. Boo. I ain't coming back. You can hang that shit up right now.
Oh, my God.
When you messed it up, it was there, now you want it back. Bye. Back in. So, yeah, I'm just saying, I dedicate that to my baby daddy, Quincy Baldwin. Put you out there like that, boy, don't put you on blast. Baby daddy. Yeah.
So, sweetheart, is that a smooch and a rose and fertilizer, or is it a smooch and a rose? Is it all smooches that we got going on here?
Okay, she is reconnecting again, so we'll find out the answer to that.
Her internet is like back at you. The lines are like back at you. Back at you. Okay, Diva Robin.
I'm on the fence. When it started, I liked it, and then by the end, I didn't. I thought, I can give this one a smooch and the rose, and I went, and it was like the rose started to wilt really fast, and my mouth got kind of dry. Didn't feel like giving any smooches, so I guess I'm gonna I don't know, like pass.
Well, I can't pass, but that sounds like fertilizer territory to me.
Yeah, because
I guess it is.
Fertilizer.
Yeah.
You just don't want to say it. You don't want to say it. I'll say it for you. Okay, so on behalf of Robin, we're going to back up the truck and dump the fertilizer. On behalf of Robin. Yeah. On behalf of Diva Robin.
Yeah, she's only throwing a bag.
Yeah.
Miss Cookie would have backed up the truck. But then we do have signs.
The truck and she just dumps it. Yeah, let's go ahead and
but we do have signs.
Fertilizer or a smooch and a rose.
So in honor of Miss Cookie, I'm backing that ass up, and we're going to fertilize that. I'm going to get a truck from Miss Cookie. And I got one for me, and we just going to back it up and just dump it.
Oh,
wait.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
So, Ronnie B, you gave it a pick.
Yep, I gave it a pick.
You gave it a pick. We don't know what Empress. Empress Nakia, are you back yet? We're trying to figure out your dedication, did that come with any roses or did that come with dirt?
I hung up the line twice. And when y'all first called me and then when I was giving my review. So I don't know what I'm supposed to give. Y'all just pick something. Because I was giving the brother some smooch and rose only because he was putting on my heartstrings. But as far as putting the content out in the world, I can't say.
You know what? But you never really know why you're doing it, It's okay, however.
Yeah.
If he pulls your heartstrings and that once you want to give him a smooch and a rose for that, what the heck?
Yeah, but I can't say that I would put that into the world and it would be receptive to everybody. So, I'm just saying. So, but because he pulled on my heartstrings and I dedicate that to my baby dad, I gotta go and get a brother a smooch and a rose.
Okay then. So here we go. We have a smooch and a rose. We have a pick. We have a dump truck of fertilizer. And we have a bag of fertilizer.
You must be having to take notes, Steve and Nikki.
You guys were a tough crowd tonight. Y'all was giving half. Y'all were giving, you were giving things that wasn't even on the menu. You weren't even in the action button.
We're discerning.
Okay. but it's good. It's good. Diversity. So what I'm going to do, though, here's how I feel about back at you. Back at you. back at you. So, back at you. I'm gonna add to the fertilizer.
You didn't quite make it, friend. You didn't quite make it.
But you did get Lucy in a row. Hey, if you like what you heard from New Blues Radio, thank you for your submission. Sometimes we're a tough crowd, but if you like what you heard from New Blues Radio, you can check them out on Old Book Radio Network, okay, and NuBluzRevue, WordPress.com, okay? It's time for the ball break. Break. Yes. Up next, Johnny Sunshine House. More work from the east of Prefect School. We're going on break. Break.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Shawnee has the keys to the lounge. Let's see what's going on in the lounge with Shawnee the poet.
Hey, it's Shawnee the poet, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. And welcome to Shawnee's Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe even having you tapping your feet. Tonight, we got an awesome poet, Ryan Sebastian Carlson, performing Queens Be Like. All right, let's get it.
Queens be like. You see, that silence was intentional because real queens don't have to say much. Queens don't have to pay much attention to the latest trend and what the next person be like. She's too busy being passionate about seeing what her dreams be like. She could care less about being liked because her validation isn't masked in vanity. Her roots go back to Nefertiti and Nefertari, so Nicki Minaj or Marilyn Monroe would never be her idols. She's her own rival, her own competition, no need to compete. And plus she's whole already, so no need for a man to complete. Sometimes kings try to get at queens like, your life is a metaphor for beauty. Your body is a poem even my pen couldn't leap to compose sufficiently. Your mind is an allegory representing alienated awareness of a motherland like queen. Arrogance is jealous because it knows you have every right to be with it, and yet you make love to humbleness. How elegant. But you see, she didn't need me to tell her that because queens be knowing their worth. She understands that if you allow for a man to build you up, that he can also tear you down, so she is self-empowered. She is not self-conscious, but so conscious of self, she understands her place in this world is divine. She understands her most valuable asset is her mind, and understand how feeble the male's mind can be, so she won't have any pictures on IG from behind. Queens be like. She understands that monogamy starts in the mirror and not the bed. And if there is a void, she realizes only she can fill it. If she scrapes her heart, she realizes only time can heal it. So she doesn't use relationships as temporary band-aids. Queens be like the mortal angel that gave birth to me 23 years prior to me writing an appreciation poem about how queens be like, yeah, strong like that, strong like backbone, strong like my rib, strong like my mom. I know that I'll never know half the things that queens be like. I know queens be like the foundation of every community. Queens be liking to support other queens in unity. Queens be like inspiration to kings to get their in order. Queens don't take their crown off to fit in. Queens keep their crown on so they don't lower their heads, and neither do they lower their standards to win. Queens don't blend in. Queens know she doesn't have to reveal much because it's heaven behind her grin. She sees her friends not as bad bees because she realizes there's nothing royal about being a female dog. Queens be like carrying humanity in her stomach, so I don't know how we stomach to mistreat the roots of the human family. You are the ships that carry the precious cargo of humanity, so to neglect the queen's value is insanity. Queens be like.
Queens don't settle for being someone's secret. Queens be like, no, I won't wait for you to continue to chase peasants, because if I leave you, king, you'll soon learn your lesson. And kings listen, and kings learn, and kings cherish everything that queens be like, because queens be like, that silence was intentional, because real queens don't have to say much. Hold your crown high.
Wow. Panel, that was Queens Be Like by Ryan Sebastian Carlson. So I need to know if he's going to get some snap snaps or some rotten tomatoes. All right. Empress Nakia, what you got for me?
Oh, man. Shawnee, I saw your picture listening to him, because that is who you are and how you carry yourself. I can only imagine being that level of a queen and continuing to further pursue that dynamic stature in this world. So it's absolutely, by far, I'm giving that brother some snaps, soul tapping love, and anything else that I can give to him, because that is a woman's elevation, just, that takes you somewhere and just really makes you think and analyze and so much, and was real. So thank you so much.
Wow. Well, baby, you make sure that you're wearing your crown, too, because queens be like that. And, yes, you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Baroness Robin, what you got for me?
Well, I really liked it, too. I give it a snap, and a toe tap. The only thing is, it's kind of like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And the idea of, I'm kind of like torn a little bit, because I really, really liked it as a poem, but as an edict or a way of speaking about women. I think that it, you don't have to be a queen to be viewed as a queen, or you don't have to be a queen to be treated like a queen.
Well, I think that, I love that, but I think that what he's saying is that we don't see ourselves as queens, so we don't treat ourselves as queens, but we are our queens, regardless of whether you are, quote unquote, or not. You're a queen.
Well, with that interpretation, I like it even better.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate
Always
that very
willing
much.
to be open to possibility. That's that Baroness Robin.
Baby, I love her. I love her. I love her. I love you, Robin.
I love you too, Shawnee.
All right. Ronnie B., what you got going on over there? What you got to say?
Wow, I get to go before Diva Nikki. That's interesting. The poet, before poet. I like the message. I like the poem. I hate the music.
Me too. I got to say that.
Yep. Now I'm going to give it. I got to give it some snaps because I like the poem and I like the message. But please drop the music.
Here.
I think it actually took away from his delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
So, but
thanks for saying that.
That's it for me. Snap. I like
well, thank you very much. And I am ending with a poet, because that is very powerful, because she got something she needs to say. So, Diva Nikki, what you got to say?
Well, queens be like, snap, jingle cheese. Queens be like, I love that. Queens be like, rewind, say again. Queens be like, he did that. So,
yes.
He did snap. And I jingle my kids. I like that.
That's what I'm talking about, because queens be like, yes, thank you very much. See, that's why you had to go before her, Ronnie, because she was going to cut up. I already knew. Because queens be like, cutting up. All right. I really, really enjoyed that piece. I hated the music with a passion. With a passion. Because I always, and this is very seldom that music actually enhances a piece. It takes a certain kind of person to be able to take your poem and your passion and match that. And if they not even, then, and some people, they don't get it. They do not get it, and they be like, oh, yeah, I'm put some music to this. Yeah, no, that took away from everything that you just said. However, because I can listen to the words, and I felt that in my spirit, queens be like, I'm going to give that some snaps and some toe taps. So that's what I'm saying. But if you enjoyed the performance from Ryan Sebastian Carson, okay, you can check him out on YouTube and Old Grumpy Radio Network. Now, thank you very much for visiting the Sunshine Lounge. Over to you, Baroness Robbins, for another Voices from the East.
Thank you so much, and thank you for conducting that part for us. It's so delightful to have you here. I cannot even begin to tell you. Thank you. And Voices from the Ethers, this is one of my favorite things to get to do. So we are going to hear from Gabriel Miner of Phoenix, Arizona. Gabriel writes, I was listening to Lisa Nichols last week and noticed how much of what she was saying I had heard from Diva Nikki and Empress Nakia the previous week. Does she listen to your show? We don't know, maybe. The homework was great, and I had several insights, and I am acting on those insights. Yes. What is predictable for me is insanity. You know that old definition of insanity? Well, put my picture next to it. My parents are getting up there in years with a variety of health issues. My sister and I both have concerns, and what is predictable is she will try to make me feel guilty about what I am doing or not doing regarding our parents. Doing the exercise, it hit me like a ton of bricks. That is the listening I am already bringing to our conversations. She isn't trying to do anything other than express her feeling, and I am the one having that it's about me. Damn, I feel stupid. Of course that's better than guilty. Hey, a little humor doesn't hurt. When I spoke with my sister, she voiced her concerns about our parents, and I simply listened. I found myself appreciating her love for our parents and my love for her. I also got present there are no simple solutions for dealing with our parents. It will be what it will be. I told my sister I was thankful for her sharing her concerns, and there are no simple solutions, but we will work through them as a family. And if we make sure they know they are loved, we did our job. My sister just busted out in tears. It was the best feeling. Years of feeling she was trying to make me feel guilty just vanished. I like this future stuff the Prosperous Divas are creating. It's fun and very revealing. By the way, I love you. By the way, I love you are the Prosperous Divas. That is so classy. Thank you, and may God bless. Let's check in with the Prosperous Divas and see what's present for them from the Voices from the Ethers. I'm going to start with Ronnie B. this time.
Okay. I really, wow. my parents are, getting older and, they can't do the things they used to do. And they're at a point where I'll just say that I know that in a few years that, they're getting a lot closer to where you have to take the keys away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, wow, I know that is, that just that mere act, because they've been independent all their lives, but they're getting to that point. My father can't see at night, and at night seems to get earlier in the day for him. And my mother thinks she could rip it up and down the road, but it just ain't the same,
Yeah.
And, so I can get that that's there. And I'll go to what I coulda, shoulda, woulda, should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
When the reality is that, actually, my parents' situation is way more fortunate and blessed than so many people. They have loving children, loving grandchildren, and any moment loving great-grandkids. Whole bunch of them.
Wow.
They got all of that. And, yes, their health is, it's going on the other side. And there's no way that we know what there is for tomorrow. But I do know this, is that whatever the future foretells, they'll be able to say that, you know what, my son loved me, my daughter loved me, my grandkids love me. And whatever time on this planet, I have loving people around me, all ups and downs. So, wow, I feel you to release that guilty feeling that you can, because guess what? You cannot fix their life and how it's going to end. That is not in your playbook. But you can determine how you're going to be about it and how they'll be able to experience who you've been for them. Because all a parent wants is to see their children do well. That's all a parent wants. But let me take that back. They want to see their children do well and to know that they're loved.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
That's what I'm present to.
Yeah. Straight from the heart. Thank you. And now, how about our princess poet, Shani? I never say it right, but the love is there.
That's all right. That's all right. I love this ether because a lot of our parents are getting up in age, and the big thing is we don't communicate like we used to. We don't communicate with our parents like we used to. We don't communicate with our brothers and sisters like we used to, and it takes a really amazing person to recognize that I'm always already listening and to know that, okay, let me not do that and let me be present to the situation. And what a difference that conversation was for the two of them for what that situation is now with their parents, to be able to talk to each other. And so I think that is absolutely a beautiful thing, to be able to be present, to listen to each other, and to love each other and to love our parents, because, that's what it is. We want each other to feel loved and to be doing well. Support is everything. So I'm very present to that, and I appreciate that ether very, very much.
Lovely. Thank you. Wow. It's really, really good to have you. Thank you for what you just shared. And darling, Princess Nakia? Oh, wrong way. Oh, gosh. I'll just say Diva Nikki. What are you present to?
Man,
My whole face is red as a beet right now.
I'm present to all of it. I'm present to all of it, you know. And I thank Gabriel also for his share and being present to his already listening. So being aware of his already listening so that he could catch it and do something about it soon enough, you know, because sometimes we don't get these until it's hindsight, and hindsight means it's really too late, you know. And I'm present to the stories that the personal shares of Ronnie B. and Shani. I remember myself, you know, when my mother's health was declining and my brother and I had to have these kind of conversations. It is scary, you know. It's hard to have the conversation, and you know, there's nothing easy about that for any of us. But to know that you are loved and that they're loved and that they are cared for and that it's new to everybody, because the thing about our parents getting older is they've never been older before. You know, they've never been elderly before. And we've never had elderly parents before. And we've never had elderly ill parents before, right? So the whole walk, even though you may have seen it on the sidelines and ahead of you with other people, it's still a new journey for everybody, right? Yeah. And then I'm present to how it's not just with our parents, but I'm also present to how it can happen to, you know, I'm present currently with my brother. He's not elderly, you know, but still in no matter what, knowing that he is loved, working together with the family and working together with his wife, that he is loved no matter what. You have all the support no matter what. And all we have is the moment that we have. All we have is the moment that we have. All we have is the moment that we have. And make the most of that moment. Take no moment for granted. And that's whether it is, and that's with your parents, with your siblings, with your offspring, your co-workers, with your friends. It's with everybody. All we have is this moment. Thank you for sharing, Gabriel, and thank you all for your share.
Wow. Amen. Amen, Diva Nikki. Thank you. Wow. And Empress of Faith, Nakia, speak to us about this. What's present for you?
You know, who shared so far has brought so much to the table, and it's not much more to expound upon that. And Gabriel, I really honor you and acknowledge you for bringing this conversation to the table, because it actually allowed me to hear Nikki share something with us that made an impact, not just as it relates to our parents, but our community, right? And how that is so true that we've never experienced it before. They've never experienced aging before. We've never experienced having to send a loved one home, you know, or watch a loved one go back home to God, and or Christ, or whoever your higher power may be. And I really, really can appreciate you stopping for a moment and really listening to your sister and being present to what was important to her, what mattered, not just to her, but in a way that you could also receive the communication. Because oftentimes we're always talking, and we're never genuinely and authentically listening to the underlying matters at hand, the factors, the thing that if you just got it, that it would make all of the transformational difference in the world, and you could really relate to one another to a level that you never related to each other before. And you got it. And I thank you for that. And that allowed a new relationship to be formed, a new relationship to be created like nothing ever before. And it also allowed you to really be present to your parents and all those that are connected with you and that are connected with them. So when we have these discussions and when we have the sharing, such as yourself, Gabriel, that's why this show is so unique, because we don't just talk about surface-level things. We don't just acknowledge surface-level conversations. We look at the reality, the authenticity, the transparency of the conversations, and we learn, we are fed, we are blessed by what you all share with us, and in turn, based on our conversation and interaction and the impact that you make on us, we too are able to bless the world and all those listeners who may be dealing with these same things or may not and have yet to deal with them. So I really appreciate the acknowledgement, and I love Lisa Nichols. I really do. She's one of my favorite speakers. And when I was going through a transformational program, one of the participants that was in my course came up to me and said that I reminded her of Lisa Nichols, and she introduced me to her. And I have really been listening and getting clear with the dynamic woman that she is, which feeds into me and allows me to also be present to my queendom. So thank you so very much for the acknowledgement, for the true listening of the conversations and your presence. Continue to do the work. You are part of the Prosperous Divas family. We love you, and continue to share with us what it is that you have for us and the world. Thank you.
Wow. So well said. Thank you. For someone who didn't have anything to say, you had a lot to say. Thank you. Let's see. Ronnie B., you already spoke about this, didn't you?
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes, I did.
That leaves me, and I remember every word. I
do want to add one thing on, though, since you called me.
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No, I do want to acknowledge this one thing. That
okay.
He said that his sister just busted out in tears, and it was the best feel. I can give. That's all I wanted to share.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah, the thing that I wanted to underscore, that the only thing that I see that hasn't been expressed and what's been expressed has been so amazing is when I first read this, I bust out in tears myself, and I was so moved at what opened up between Gabriel, you and your sister, in the face of your challenges with your parents. I have seen families split apart in situations like this, and the chances that not only will your parents, I know that your parents will be so well taken care of while you two are in partnership, but it sounds like a really deep wound got healed between the two of you, and it reminds me of what I shared earlier about future love, that when you bring love is truly all there is and all that can show up no matter what's happened in the past, no matter what you're afraid of, no matter anything else. When you bring love, that's what there is love. And you shared about that and demonstrated it beautifully, Gabriel. And with that, I'm going to ask, let's see. Actually, I think I'll just move us forward. So coming up in the next segment is the finale, the inquiry, food for thought, and the prosperity work. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it with love. Over to Diva Nikki for the inquiry.
All right. The inquiry. Here is the question. Where in my listening do I turn a deaf ear in my conversations for living from the future I am creating? Take some time to really look deeply into the question beyond any automatic responses. Where in my listening do I turn a deaf ear in my conversations for living from the future I am creating? The first step we are taking in clearing the space for having the future we are creating present is to clear the space between our ears. If we listen for the same result, we will get the same result. If we listen for the future that we are creating, new possibilities and prosperity will fall in our lap. When you first put on a pair of sunglasses with yellow lenses, the world appears yellow. But leave them on long enough, we forget, and the world is yellow. The filter you listen through will by default create the current world between you and another. It forms the context of your experience for the future you're creating and the conversation you are having. You may not be aware that you are sabotaging yourself because of a listening for failure, obstacles, or a filter keeping you from hearing what is needed and wanted for you to experience the future you are creating for yourself. The listening that's already there is the filter we listen from during our conversation. It is always there in the background, and it is usually so ingrained we have stopped noticing it. Remember, yellow sunglasses, we forget we're wearing them. The power in recognizing or distinguishing the listening that's already there is you have a choice to take back your power versus habit and machinery running the show. The listening that's already there keeps you trapped in the past. It impacts your future, limits your greatness, and diminishes your power. It is insidious. Our inquiry for this evening is, how do I empower my listening so the future I'm creating is present? Now, let's check in with Baroness Robin. What are you present to?
Okay. Well, I notice that I do turn a deaf ear to the future I'm creating often when a suggestion is made that triggers fear in me that I'll fail, or where the risk seems like too much. So how I empower my listening is, first of all, to notice the listening that's already there, just automatically, and then take responsibility for that, like, oh, I see, that's the listening that's automatic, that's already there, and what's the listening that I'm now going to create? And for me, this happens mostly when it comes to marketing my artwork and even like really when I look at having a big game for the books that I've written and that I'm writing. And so one of the ways that I do it is, like I said, to notice what I already have there. And the other way is to listen for other people's listening of me and what's possible. That because I know that other people don't have the history and the automaticity and the smallness that's there for me, and I can step into a much bigger listening when I allow myself to be contributed to by other people. I hope that makes sense. But that's how I do it.
That does make sense. It really does. Thank you. Let's go on over to Empress Nakia.
So for myself, how do I empower my listening so the future I am creating is present is by removing the noise. And when I say noise, I'm not necessarily speaking of external noise, I'm speaking of internal noise. I can be so busy, and have so many tasks, ideas desires, goals, ambitions, wants, that I don't create a structure for fulfillment, right? And when I do have a structure created, I can tune it out because I get all of that internal noise that starts to get loud again. So I have to monitor it, and I have to almost micromanage it to a degree because it can take me out. I can allow myself to be taken out by the noise. And when I discover that I'm not advancing and not moving forward on focused responsibilities or goals and desires that really make a difference for me, my son, and our lives, then I have to step back, and just pause for a moment and regroup. And there had been, there's been a span of time over the past year that I have been in that space frequently, not even realizing it at some point because it got so loud I couldn't distinguish or determine that was just me being busy. I was shutting down. So it's important for me to write things out. It's important for me to create a structure, to write things in my calendar, to set alarms on my phone, to really, make me accountable and responsible for my word. And even have accountability partners that say, hey, Nikia, have you done this? Or where are you in that? And even if it's a weekly phone call with my financial services group, our weekly meeting, we hold one another accountable for giving our word to what we speak into existence. And when we don't do it, I have to account for it. And that in itself can be uncomfortable. So I still have to take responsibility and ownership for my already always listening of myself. And like Baroness Robin said, really being present, and I just lost what you said. But, just right, and being present to the communication that is being given and the listening of others of how they listen of me. And who am I being in those moments? That's what you said. Who am I being in those moments? Who was I being just then, right? Who am I being in those moments, and who and what I'm giving my word to, so therefore I can make a difference in the world and utilize my time wisely and effectively. So thank you for the question. I'm going to be exactly who I said I'm going to be. Nikki. Unmute yourself, girl.
Okay. Actually, it looks like Nikki might have had a technology issue and she dropped off.
Oh.
But, yeah. So how does that happen? So I'm going to Shani, Sunshine, Princess of Poetry herself. So powerful, she's knocking people off the line tonight. But we got to raise the capacitors. All right. Our inquiry, how do I empower by listening so the future I am creating is present? What's there for you on that one? Okay, it looks like either we have Shani muted or we can't. Okay. Well, look, I'm going to continue. Oh, we got Fertile Spirit back. We have Diva Nikki. Yay!
Yes, I got kicked off. But I'm
okay, all right. We were aware of that. And, okay, and I think Shani may be muted or she maybe have stepped away. But I was just going to share that I was looking at the question, which is, how do I empower my listening so the future I'm creating is present? And it was really touched on by most of the divas, but I go, the first thing is get present. If I am not present, that's a guarantee that I'm on automatic. Now, that doesn't mean that the automatic is a bad thing, because it's probably, you know, I'm focused on what I'm creating the majority of the time. So if I'm on automatic, I'm probably doing something that does forward what I'm up to, but it may not be what's desired and needed in the moment for what I'm up to. But getting present to what am I listening? What is the list that I have right now? And then being responsible, being able to own that list. Because once I'm present, I can get, you know what, I get that I'm listening to this person as a jerk. And that now all they're doing is talking and they're saying things, whatever they're saying, and the reality is I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So I might as well let it go and just have it that there, you know, I can own it. But if I'm not present, then all bets are off. And then the other thing, and I'm just looking at it to empower my listeners. So first, me just getting present. You know, getting present, waking up, get present. You're listening. And then owning, you know, how I'm listening to that person. And then the next thing is I make sure that I communicate with people who are supporting me and forwarding my intention. And we may not be having a discussion about the intention, but I make sure I communicate with them, and that keeps the future present. Because the people that are supporting me and forwarding my intentions are people who are in my future. They're the future I'm creating. Like I'll call up Diva Robin. How are you and Otto doing today? Or I had this idea. Well, she may not be acting on that, and we might just be sharing. But she's someone that's forwarding the intention. She's someone that's in my future, and she has that future be present. So whether I'm speaking with Diva Nikki or the Empress or Shani, you know, they may not be working on the task that is my task, but they keep the future so that working on that task makes sense. And I'll just say that Empress and Nakia touched on it. Those structures, and one of our structures is people who can hold it accountable. And for me, I have to set up reminders that this is what I'm creating. This is the future I'm living. So some of that is I have collages, and, you know, I just have displays that I've created that keep that future. Like I got my display of my 2 Maserati, okay, and and I'm like, you know, it's not that I'll be there when I'll have 2 Maseratis. No, I just want to have 2 Maseratis. I would love.
Did Ronnie get kicked out now?
I wasn't sure.
I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, is it me? I'm trying to check my Bluetooth.
Yeah, me too. Did I just pop off, or did he?
The host has joined the conference.
As I was saying,
that was powerful.
As I was saying, I want my two Maseratis, you know. But the like I said, so I set up reminders, and I stopped to smell the roses. I stopped to smell to just sit up there and go, you know what, I am great. And whenever I do that, I'm present and I'm making progress toward that future. And that future is present to me if I just stop and smell the roses and just be appreciative. So that's what's there for me, Diva Nikki.
Okay.
Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rainy D. I'm going to say, like, I struggle, with that as well. Well, so I say I'll work on that as well. And what I find for myself is that it is a daily activity. It has to be a daily activity. I cannot afford to become complacent just because I am in stride or I feel like I'm on a roll. Because when I feel like when I am in stride and I feel like I'm on a roll, I could very easily neglect personal development and a time to be still and be present and all of the movement to where I don't hear the already listening begin to sneak in. So I must be aware and intentional daily about clouding out the noise, quieting the noise within and around, and being present to what I desire and what I'm working on, what I'm creating, so that it's not a force if it gets too much or if I let it slip in. So, yeah. Constant affirmations and declarations of I am. Also, I am this, I'm doing that, this is what's happening, this, and stating that it's stating it in the present tense, as I am also doing the work. Not absence of work, but as I'm also doing work. Robin, did you want to add something?
I already spoke about it. I don't really have anything to add. The only thing I want to add is that really what I was loving what Ronnie B. said, because he said in a much more, experiential way, in a much more clear and kind of piece by piece, step by step way what I was trying to say. So that was really cool. But that's it for me. Thanks.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for your sharing. And now it is time for some food for thought from. Something is in the kitchen, dear Vista. Diva Robin. What's the
The love, food for thought, driven by love, driven by love. Your life has great power beyond what you can even imagine. Keep the power always pointed in the direction of love. You act, you speak, you remember, you feel. You imagine what can be, and then call upon your power of intention and your presence to bring what you imagine into reality. Do all these things and everything tempered, informed, driven by love. Let love be your motive. Let love be your reason. Let love be your guide. You cannot define what love is, nor put any limit on its meaning. Yet you know without question when you feel love and when you don't. Go always in the direction where you feel led by love. Transform everything you are into the highest and best you can be with love. Refuse to be swayed by anything less. Let your actions, your words, your energy and thoughts, your life be driven by love. From the theme, driven by love, I'm present to how wonderfully well it works, how easy it is when I am in the flow of being driven by love. I'm reminded of the Beatles song, All You Need Is Love, and it's so, so true. And yet, when that's not where I am, it takes real effort to change gears. I've observed that the love that's always there underneath anything else going on with us, and when we're not being love, it's only because there's something in the way. Kind of like when there's the sun is always there, and sometimes there's a cloud in front, but the sun is there. And the same thing is true with love. It's always there. If there's not an experience of love, it simply means that there's something in the way. Discover what's in the way, move it out of the way, and boom, there's love. Just like when you're angry at someone you love and the experience of love is missing, then when you talk to that person, love, and you talk it out and you say what needs to be said and they say what needs to be said, boom, love is right there. All you have to do is get whatever is in the way out of the way and let love be the driver that determines your actions. Be driven by love. And with that, over to Empress Nakia for future wealth. Managing and creating from the future now. Empress Nakia.
All right. Thank you so very much. So, we experience a current world and future from conversations we choose to generate for having the future and a current world we desire. Experience, expressed, and producing results in our lives. We have a little exercise intended to empower you and clear the space so that you can be present to your current world. Now, I know you hate pen and paper. Yeah, I know that's not that easy when you ain't read now. Okay, let's break. Raise the following category: passion, power. Under each category, answer this question: what do I desire that I do not have or is not at the level of fulfillment I seek? Next to each item, answer these questions. Now, there's quite a few. What is the listening I have about this item that is not from the future I am creating? So for love, for passion, and for power, you're going to answer this question for each of those areas. What is the listening I have about this item that is not from the future I am creating? Next question. What or who am I making wrong from this way of listening? What or who am I making wrong from this way of listening? Now, how do I get to be right by having this way of listening? So who or what am I making wrong is the first part. The second question is, how do I get to be right by having this way of listening? Now, next question. Who or what views or opinions do I invalidate regarding ways to have a breakthrough in love, passion, or power by having this listening? Now, justify what views or opinions are correct, even if they are not working for me. Next question. Who or what am I avoiding by having this way of listening so I will not be dominated by another or something? I'm going to repeat it. Who or what am I avoiding by having this way of listening so I will not be dominated by another or something? Now, the second half of that question is, who or what am I trying to dominate by having this way of listening towards the resolution of the issue? The second part again, who or what am I trying to dominate by having this way of listening towards the resolution of the issue? Now, am I using this way of listening to simply avoid responsibility for the level of love, passion, or power I desire? Because we're working on love, passion, and power. Am I using this way of listening to avoid responsibility for the level of love, passion, or power I desire? I know that it seems like a lot,
I already told y'all it was a lot of questions. But it's cool. Nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing. Now, like I say, I know it seems like a lot. It is a lot because this is about your life. This is about your life because your life matters. Your life is important to each diva, each prosperous diva, the prosperous diva family, all of us. Your life matters. Your life is important to each prosperous diva. We honor and respect your struggle, your challenges, your concerns and considerations. We honor and respect your struggles and challenges. Now, next to each item, I want you to write the predictable future. And in that, with that, please include what happens or doesn't happen, quote, a lack of action, okay? How do you feel? Who you are being, for example, are you being upset, resigned, or sad, okay? Now, what is the cost to the level of love, passion, or power you desire? Now, again, we're writing our predictable future, the predictable future, and that includes what happens or doesn't happen. For example, a lack of action. How do you feel, and who are you being? Are you being upset? Are you being resigned? Are you being sad? Are you being miserable? Whatever it is, what are you being, okay? Who are you being? How you feel. The cost of the level of love, passion, or power you desire fulfilled. What is the cost to the level of love, passion, and power, okay? So now, I don't want you to worry about fixing anything. We want you to be really present to what you wrote, okay? Not about fixing anything. You're not broken. Don't worry about fixing. We want you to really be present to what you wrote. Now, I would like for you to note if there is any persistent complaints or a listening from past conversations, even the recent past, that are limitations. Have a listening for past conversations, even the recent past, that are limitations. Now, I would love for you to keep working on this exercise during the week. If you have any questions or need coaching, please email us at divas@prosperousdivas.com. As always, we really, truly look forward to your communication, to your sharing, to your letters, to your transparency, your authenticity, and your love. Now, I'm going to hand it over to the beautiful, amazing Shani, and just definitely want you to remember to demand circle. And by the way, if you haven't guessed, you are already participating in future wealth, manifesting and creating from the future now. We will have our first Future Wealth webinar in March, so listen out for the dates. Now, to the amazing, beautiful Shani. Over to you.
A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and your money, because, yeah, it's a beautiful thing.